Hello, you beautiful legends, and welcome to Blunt Force Healing Podcast. This is episode number 793, and today I will be talking about our trip to Benijo after our weekend spent on exploring the north east of Tenerife, just above Santa Cruz de Tenerife, the biggest city and the main city in on Tenerife. We decided to give it a go, and after waking up pretty early uh, and being able to make a very nice photo of El Teide at sunrise, I'll post it in the blog post, so make sure to check this out. Um, we did a couple of things in the morning, the usual thing, just enjoying the villa, playing some table tennis, even being by the pool, etc. But eventually we decided to go again the same way that we went. I believe Saturday. On Saturday we went to Playa de las Teresitas. Then on Sunday we went beyond that to see the Playa de Gaviotas and Playa Chica and all those kind of eerie and a little bit creepy areas, but amazing regardless. Just a different vibe, black sand beaches, etc. So it was a very nice time. But we were always quite late to the game. It was always before sunset, so we decided to go early and cross the Anaga Mountains, uh, which is basically that. If you look at the map of Tenerife, the northeast uh, corner, kind of that little kind of peninsula, is very rugged terrain and mountainous terrain, and it's Anaga Mountains and a couple of other areas differently named. I don't remember all the names, but Anaga is very popular among hikers and tourists that want to explore the more green areas of Tenerife and Canaries in general. So we decided to cross the mountains and go to the northern coast of that part, which turned out to be quite difficult and challenging, despite obvious roads that are going across. It seems like there's so much going on Tenerife in terms of changing the layout of roads, doing some construction works, blocking certain roads, and doing some diversions, that it was the first time that I actually saw so many times that Google Maps couldn't handle it properly. So I was hitting the roadblocks, and literally roadblocks. We attempted to go just beyond San Andres, which is that little lovely village there with a quite rich history of defense against British people from from colonization after the Spanish kind of took Tenerife, and the Santa Cruz was being defended. San Andres took a very important role in defending it. But we went by the Google Maps, and at some stage I had to turn right because there was like one of those barrancos. Barrancos are basically ravines or gorges, which are basically a huge ravines that are very difficult to cross by foot. There's no chance to cross it with a car. So obviously the only choice for you is pre-built bridges, the road bridges, and that's all. And the one that I had to turn and cross the Barranco was closed. It was literally a concrete roadblock that was just cutting us off. So we kept going different roads and turning back, and it was very difficult because we went to the roads that were pretty much cul-de-sacs and kind of dead-end roads, and they were really narrow with single car or just a little bit more than a single car width, and there were cars parked, so it was literally very little space to uh, just go by, forget turning around. So it was very difficult to maneuver and find a place to turn around and not need to reverse. But eventually, and by just pure chance, I saw a bridge, another bridge, that seemed like a diversion that we needed. And after a bit of difficulty, I found a way to cross that bridge. It was a one car bridge, like the width of the one car, with the street lights on both sides that were just kind of rotating to allow traffic from both sides to kind of cross through. And we finally got to the right road, and we were happy to go there, but we lost probably about half an hour just kind of maneuvering from one route to another, reversing, turning around, and all that stuff. So it took a little bit of our time, and then the road was very tricky across mountains. It was a good quality road. It was probably recently resurfaced, so it was very nice. There were nice guardrails to make sure that nobody falls into the canyon. But it was meandering, and it was very difficult to, or maybe it wasn't easy to drive without paying 105% attention to the road, because normally when you drive and you're used to it, let's be honest, even if you put the full focus on the road, there's a lot of stuff that you do. They call it as a unconscious competence. So you have a lot of muscle memory that allows you to drive and do another things like talking to someone or stuff like that, and you don't need to pay as much attention to the road. This road required full attention all the time, especially that there were literally buses passing by on some of those curves, and it's very tight. It's really tight when two cars are passing, especially when the bus is passing the car. So yeah, it was a bit stressful, but finally we got to the nice viewpoint, kind of tipping point, before we started descending on the other side towards the coast. So we did a couple of drone clips there. I didn't check the area if it's allowed, so that was one of my mistakes as a pilot, UAS operator. But it wasn't a national park, so in most cases, even in national parks, you can do some videos, or you need to just restrict the height. But I wasn't sure, and it was a little bit post-mortem when I decided, oh, I might need to check it. But what's done is done. I did a couple of clips. I wasn't obstructing anything or endangering anyone. It was just pure nature. And I will add a short clip at the end of this video for you to see what we've seen. Obviously, nothing can replace what our eyes can see, but it's just amazing. So I wanted for you to see at least a glimpse of that. Later on, we reached out the coast. It was very busy. A lot of people wanted to see that part of coast, especially the Benijo. Benijo is very popular amongst the tourists, surfers, uh, kind of hipster community that really like to kind of just go there and sleep in the converted camper vans just by the sea, of converted vans to something with a makeshift sleeping area. But it makes that area colorful because of that. It's There's not many amenities down there. They're just small villages, couple of restaurants, but they're just black beaches, and we visited two of them, two main, Benijo and the other one I don't remember the name. There's I should remember that because there's a very important kind of rock formation that has carved into it kind of path for people to go to across, and it has a small kind of pier-like area where boats can dock into, because it's a fishing village. It used to be, I think, fishing village, and they are still operating some I would say fishing amenities there. So I will also add the clip at the end of that area because I was able to put the drone up and film it. So instead of kind of making much more small talk, I will just add that we spent a lovely time there. It was sunny and nice. And while we wanted to eat somewhere there, we decided to not kind of risk it, as we say, and we returned across the mountains back to San Andres. We searched for a couple of restaurants, we checked two or three, and eventually also stumbled upon Lenya restaurant, which had a lovely owner. I believe she's an owner. The lady is amazing, not only, visually and aesthetically looks like a person that cares about herself in a good way, physically and health wise, but also really cares about the amenity, the restaurant as well. With the customer service was lovely, brilliant, and all staff was amazing there. The food was fresh and also very tasty, and we were so happy to stumble upon Alenia restaurant. And I don't think we will revisit it because we might not have enough time, and a lot of stay is still planned for the south of Tenerife, so we might not catch up with them. But we did a couple of vertical clips, so we are certainly going to recommend that restaurant through the reel on Instagram to our audience, hopefully giving them potentially a good place to eat, and also get the restaurant some leads or potential customers in coming months and years. So that's it for today. Thank you very much for tuning in. Have a great rest of the day, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. Stay for a short ending clips from the drone, and see you again tomorrow.